Hello there. I just started this video so that I could be like, hey, let me talk about where I'm at with my book, what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. I just got an email from my editor, and it's talking about the cover. Let's briefly cover the long and glorious history of The Nameless Queen and where we're at right now. 2014, I start writing the book. 2015, I get an agent. 2016, I sign a contract with Penguin Random House, Crown Imprint. Man, my coffee's gone, and that's really a problem for me right now. Then begins the 2 years of revisions, at least 2 massive rewrites, most recent of which happened this year, 2018. My editor said, hey, just re-outline the entire book and get rid of those things that I don't like. And I'm like, okay, fine. There's a thing called creative control. Authors control their own books to an extent, and that extent is your editor's like, hey, you think this is working, but it's not working. And I'm like, but I think it can work. And she's like, no, it's really not working though. You can try to make it work. So I tried. And then I tried again. And then the third time of trying, my editor's like, yeah, we should have a phone call about this. Okay, sure, let's do that. Do you ever think, how many people would it take telling me I need to change this before I actually change it? Is the answer 1, your editor, 2, your editor and agent, or maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 5 people that need to be on a phone call telling you, no, yeah, you probably shouldn't do this. You should go this other direction and try this other thing. Anything else, really. That's how many people it took for me. I got outvoted, basically, which is fine because it was correct. It was the right choice. But they're like, hey, there's this element you keep really trying to have in the book. You keep trying to hinge your entire plot and conflict on this thing that's not working. So it took my editor, my editor's assistant, another editor who just got lassoed in, my agent, and my agent's reader. That's 5 people on a phone call, and they're like, just do an outline. Just outline the book without this thing, and try maybe this other thing that we're gonna suggest. But you don't have to do this thing, but you can't. Just don't do this. And I'm like, sure, fine, I'll try that. I'm sure it'll be great. And it was great. I outlined the book without the element that I really liked. I sent them the outline. They're like, yeah, do this, write this. Okay, how long do you need? 8 weeks? I don't know what you do when you get to pick your own deadline. You try to be optimistic but generous. You tell them a time when you know you can get it done. I know it will not take me more than 8 weeks to do this work. I think I can get it done in 4 to 6 weeks, and then I'll have some time to shop it around, like have my agent read it, maybe have a critique partner read it. Nope, I was writing it to the very last day. The weekend it was due, I spent so many hours, most of the hours, except for sleeping hours, in this building. Like a year and a half after I signed the contract, I just rewrote 80% of the book. That's not where you think you're gonna be 2 years into signing a book contract, but that's where I was. It went really well, and then I sent them back the revisions, and now they're trying to send me back their notes. But lest you be worried that I have to rewrite the whole book again, not that that haunts my nightmares or anything, we're moving into what's called line edits. Line edits is when your editor says, here are all my notes on the lines, line by line by line, and then you sort of accept or don't accept those changes, but really on a huge scale, things are mostly done. They're mostly good. So we're moving into line edits, which is great. I'm real excited. I have this email now I have to read about the cover, and she's just sort of asking my ideas. That's terrifying but exciting. Okay, I'm really excited. I'm super excited. I want to read that email so bad right now. And I can see on my laptop too, there's a little icon right there. It's like, hey, you have 1 new email. And I really want to click it. I really want to read it so bad, but I'm trying to be focused on you. I had a plan when I started doing this. Focus, 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 focus. On the whiteboard over there, there's a drawing of 7 hexagons and the words tessellation and Schrodinger plus Escher. So about a month ago, my editor's like, yeah, so we're gonna send you some line edits in about a month. Also, if you could pull together some ideas for book 2. I went to my agent and I'm like, agent, I didn't call him agent, his name is Pete. I called him Pete. I said, Pete, does she want a formal proposal? What's that? Or does she want just my ideas? I don't know what your ideas look like when they're still ideas. They don't really look like things I can give to a person. I've been working on The Nameless Queen since 2014 when I graduated college. That's 4 years. Oh my god, it's 4 years, I feel old. That's 4 years in the same universe, but also just in the same singular book. So it's both liberating and terrifying to think about moving outside to other books that don't exist in my head yet. Currently where we stand is that my editor is waiting to hear from me in the next week about ideas that I have. She said, oh yeah, just send a couple paragraphs, see how it goes. So I sat down yesterday and today to do that. Instead, I developed a 7-page magazine style layout exploring a single idea. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey you, that's not what they asked for. You're correct. And I want to send it to my agent, and then I have to send it to my editor sometime this week. And then I have to do this cover stuff, apparently. I'm so excited. That's just where I'm at right now. That's what I'm doing in this moment. And then you go to copy edits. Line edits and copy edits are different. Line edits are where you work with your editor on a line-by-line basis. Did you phrase this right? Is this saying what you want? This whole paragraph can go away. Copy edits is when it goes where people who are very good at the English language go in and say, hey, you did all these things wrong or not quite correct. This is not how commas work. And that's more of my assumption too, because I haven't done copy edits yet. So when I get there, I'll tell you more about it. And I'll tell you more about line edits too. Anything that you want to know, I will share. I want to try to be a little bit more transparent about my process and about this job and what it's like. Sharing is good for me too. Gets it off my chest and onto yours. That's how stress works, right? Right? No? Okay, just lie to me then. Yes, that's how stress works. It's perfect. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for letting me chat with you. We'll see how it goes in all of its splendidness. Nope, splendor. There's a word for that. I do words for a living, can't you tell? Oh, big last piece. Don't want to forget, the publish date originally was spring 2018. That's now, if you're curious. That's right now in time when I'm filming this. But because we've done so many revisions, that has moved out to late 2019 / early 2020. We won't know that specific date until later in the year when we're very firm on the editorial schedule, and then of course when the publisher puts it in the lineup. And you know, that's rough for me too, to be like, man, it's gonna happen at this date, and then it gets pushed out. But as you can see, there's a lot happening that goes into that date changing. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks so much for letting me share my current status and place in my journey of this publishing craziness. So here's to sharing, and here's to caring, and here's to writing, and I'm not a poet, guys. I can't rhyme. Until next time.